New Concept Videosports.com presents Northwest Indiana Boys High School basketball. This evening from River Forest High School out of New Chicago, Indiana. A small town of approximately 2,000 people will play host on this evening to the South Central Satellites. South Central from Union Mills, Indiana, is an unincorporated community in Noble Township, which sits in LaPorte County and also has a population of about 2,000. South Central under second-year head coach Eric Brands come into tonight's action 1-0, defeating Wheeler in their opener pretty handedly. Coach Brand has some hefty expectations coming into the season, with a team led by senior Mark Richards, a three-point specialist who connected on 53 attempts a year ago. The Satellites have only 9 players on the varsity squad this season, but Coach Brands is confident that this talented group of individuals are right on track to turn this program around in 2014. The Ingots have a new skipper this season in Derek Milenkoff, who took over for newly appointed athletic director Jason Quigg. Milenkoff returned to the Northwest Indiana coaching ranks following a year off when he coached the Whiting Oilers for 6 seasons. Derek Milenkoff, a high-intensity coach, as is Eric Brands, also has his team heading in a positive direction, playing hard and coming into each contest with all-out intensity, both offensively and defensively. Next, high school basketball, when the South Central Satellites and River Forest Ingots do battle. Right here like no other in Northwest Indiana, New Concept Videosports.com. New Concept Videosports.com offers all our videos for free at no cost to the schools, parents, or athletes. Just click on the Vimeo button at the bottom of your screen 2 weeks from the time they're posted for your free download. Our sponsors make this possible. Blythe's Athletics in Valparaiso, whose team has been serving your team since 1959, is the leader in athletic apparel and equipment sales. Whether it's off the rack or customized to your specifications, Blythe's has the products and staff to serve you best. Trophies, embroidering, screen printing, athletic shoes, anything you're looking for, you'll find at Blythe's. Visit them today at teamblythes.com, where the athletes shop. By Making Finance Personal, presented by Oak Partners Wealth and Retirement Management in Crown Point and Valparaiso. Tune in to Mike, Jason, and Stephen every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. for Making Finance Personal on AM 560 WIND in Chicago. By the School City of Hobart, who foster intellectual curiosity, natural abilities, critical thinking, and literacy in students, while developing respectful and responsible citizens who are excited about the challenges of tomorrow, confident in their ability to chart the future, and dedicated to the pursuit of lifelong learning. By Doctors Tim and Elisa Mullally and the Indiana Sports and Medical Science Institute in Crown Point. If you're looking for a sports medicine doctor or just a family physician, visit their team today. They're located at the corner of I-65 and US 231 in the St. Anthony's Franciscan Building in Crown Point. And by J&J's Pizza Shack and their 7 Northwest Indiana locations, featuring the piping hot kitchen sink. Try their hot wings and chicken dinners, or a variety of mouth-watering sandwiches. Then top it off with a slice of Eli's cheesecake. Stop by one of their locations today in Hobart, Lake Station, Michigan City, Portage, Roselawn, Valparaiso, and now in LaPorte. The first quarter of play and your free download of tonight's game is made possible by the School City of Hobart, who foster intellectual curiosity, natural abilities, critical thinking, and literacy in students, while developing respectful and responsible citizens who are excited about the challenges of tomorrow. The opening tip was won by the Ingots when the ball was grabbed by Ryan Slavey, and on a design play quickly got the ball to Malachi Sela, and River Forest will be on the line early for a pair of free throws. On Central's first offensive opportunity, a steal by Ingot Malachi Sela, and a drive to the basket at the other end, and the ball was blocked out of bounds and will belong to River Forest. But an Ingot turnover, and the visitors will have the basketball for the second time this evening. On the possession, the ball found the hands of sharpshooting forward Mark Richards, and he knocked down the tray from the corner, and the visitors have their first lead of the game. With some nice ball movement at the other end, it was Nick Garcia driving to the basket, then lifting up a teardrop, and the Ingots have regained the early lead. Then, following a 3-minute scoring drought with turnovers at each end of the court, it was Ingot Nick Garcia receiving the ball on the wing, then locking in on a three-pointer, and River Forest have extended their early lead. With a buck and a half left in the first period and the Ingots still leading 7-3, Satellite Max Clemens received the ball in the corner, then drove the baseline, and with a defender on him laid it in, cutting the River Forest lead to a single possession. Following trips up and down the court by each team, it was Ingot Malachi Sela with the shot at the River Forest end. But before the shot, a South Central foul, and the home team will have the ball out from underneath their own goal. Then on the inbound, a loose ball that was picked up by Zach Thompson, and he found Ryan Slavey all alone under the basket, and he laid it in for the score. On South Central's next possession, they received the ball out from underneath their own goal. But an offensive foul before the inbound, and the Ingots will have the final shot of the period. But on River Forest's possession, Max Clemens picked off the Ingot pass, drove to the hoop, then a near steal, and the ball went out of bounds and will belong to South Central with 5.5 seconds remaining in the period. Finally, an open tray by Jacob Clendaniel that bounced off the rim, and the first period is over, with the River Forest Ingots leading the South Central Satellites by a couple of baskets. The second quarter of play and your free download of tonight's game is made possible by J&J's Pizza Shack and their 7 Northwest Indiana locations to serve you. The second period opened with the Satellites in possession. A couple missed attempts and a Ryan Slavey rebound for the Ingots. But a River Forest pass was intercepted by R.J. Snyder, and SC is back in business. The ball was then passed to David Williams, who took a couple of dribbles, then a 15-foot jumper, and the Satellites have cut the deficit to a pair. At the other end, with the Ingots moving the ball well, it was Ryan Slavey with a nice bounce pass in the paint to Grant Baker, and he laid it in for the score. Then answering at the other end was Mark Richards with a basket of his own. Following another drought in the scoring action of about 3 minutes and the score standing at 11-9 in favor of the home team, the Satellites have possession. Finally, with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second stanza, Jacob Clendaniel let one fly from the top of the key, and SC has regained the lead again. At the other end, with a strong move to the basket, it was Grant Baker with a shot and a foul, and he'll head to the stripe for a pair. Then at the Ingot end of the basketball court, a shot and a foul on the rebound against SC. And with River Forest in the bonus, Grant Coslett will head to the charity stripe. With the Ingots leading by the slimmest of margins and with only 1:42 left in the half, Jacob Clendaniel drove to the basket and was fouled, and he'll have the opportunity to tie or take the lead in this one. A missed second shot was grabbed by Ingot Grant Baker, and before he could get to the timeline, a Satellite foul, and Baker will head to the line to try to break this tie. with River Forest in possession of the basketball. An errant pass and a steal by satellite R.J. Snyder. And he took it all the way to the hoop, splitting two defenders and laying it in nicely. At the end of 2 periods, we have a good one with the South Central Satellites leading the River Forest Ingots by a pair. The third quarter of play and your free download of today's game is made possible by Blythe's Athletics in Valparaiso. Their team has been serving your team since 1959. Visit their website today at teamblythes.com, where the athlete shops. The third quarter opened with the South Central Satellites in possession, and quickly taking the ball to the hoop and scoring the basket easily was sophomore guard R.J. Snyder, and SC has opened a 4-point lead. On the Ingots' next possession, a River Forest foul gave the ball right back to the visitors. At the other end of the court, a nice pass in the paint to Garrett Hewlett, who missed his first attempt. But a rebound of his missed shot and the putback, and the Satellites have extended their lead. Then a couple missed River Forest shots, but the Ingots, giving themselves second chance opportunities, scored when Grant Baker picked up the loose ball, then dropped it in for the basket and won. A missed attempt, a fight for the ball, and it went out of bounds and awarded to River Forest. Next, a couple River Forest attempts that were no good. A rebound and an Ingot foul will give the ball right back to the Satellites. The ball was then given to Jacob Clendaniel, who dribbled off a defender's foot, but was able to keep control, then dropped it in for the SC score. Then at the other end of the court, a couple missed River Forest shots in close. A David Williams rebound, and South Central is on the run. But a foul at the other end will give the ball right back to the home team, trailing by 6. Then with some uneventful play at each end of the court, the Satellites have the ball back with a little over 4 minutes remaining in the third, and still leading by a half dozen. But a traveling violation, and River Forest has the chance to cut into the lead following the timeout. Then off the inbound with the Satellites still leading by 6, it was Mark Richards left all alone behind the arch. And he drained another tray. And the visitors had their largest lead of the game at 9, with 3.5 minutes left in this third period. But on their next possession, the Ingots came away with nothing, and a chance for the visitors to extend their lead again. But on their next set, a South Central pass was deflected by Malachi Sella and was grabbed by Eli Vargas, who quickly got it back to Malachi, who was then fouled on the shot, and he'll head to the line for some important free throws at this juncture in the game. Then on South Central's next offensive set, a turnover, and River Forest has a chance to get closer in this one. But a drive to the hoop and a pass by Malachi Sela missed his target and landed in the hands of Mark Richards, who then proceeded to take it coast to coast, and the lead is back to 9 with 2.5 minutes left in the third period. On their next possession, the Ingots came away with nothing, and a chance for the visitors to once again extend their lead. Then a break for River Forest when the SC guard lost the handle on the ball, and the Ingots will have another opportunity to close the gap following a timeout. But on the Ingots' possession, a lazy pass that ended up in the arms of SC's R.J. Snyder, who gave the ball to David Williams, who was then fouled at the other end. So South Central will have the ball underneath their own basket. Next for South Central, a three-point attempt from the left corner that was grabbed out of the air by Ryan Slavey, who then dribbled up court and was double-teamed near the baseline. But wandering underneath the basket unattended was Eli Vargas, and the lead is at 7. At the other end, a drive to the hoop by David Williams, who was fouled on the shot and will head to the line. And disbelief on the face of head coach Derek Milenkoff. On the missed second free throw attempt, and Eli Vargas rebound. Then an offensive foul call on River Forest, and the ball will go right back to the visitors. Then with under a minute to go and still trailing by 8, the defensive quickness of Malachi Sela, who anticipated the pass, stole the ball, and now the lead is down to 6. At the other end, a drive to the hoop by David Williams was blocked from behind by Ryan Slavey, who ended up with the ball and quickly got it to Nick Garcia. Then back to Slavey, who found Grant Baker under the hoop. And all of a sudden, folks, we have a 4-point game, and the Ingots are right back in this one. After 3 periods of play, we have a 4-point game. The fourth period of play and your free download of tonight's game is made possible by Oak Partners Wealth and Retirement Planning in Crown Point and Valparaiso. Listen to their radio program, Making Finance Personal, every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on 560 WIND in Chicago. And by Doctors Tim and Lisa Mullally and the Indiana Sports and Medical Science Institute in Crown Point. If you're in need of a sports medicine doctor or just a family physician, give them a call today. They're located at the corner of I-65 and US 231 in Crown Point. The River Forest Ingots, who were trailing by 9 just a few minutes ago, now have the ball to open play in the fourth period. From under their own goal, the inbound went to Nick Garcia, and around the horn it went until it found the hands of Ryan Slavey. And without hesitation, Slavey fired up a tray, and the lead is now down to the slimmest of margins. Then on this next sequence with the Satellites on offense, a drive to the basket and the interception of a pass by Malachi Sela. Next, a drive to the hoop, but the layup attempt was blocked. Then a scramble for the loose ball that was finally corralled by Grant Baker, who went up for the shot and dropped it in between two defenders. And the Ingots have their first lead in a while, and an Eric Brands timeout. On the inbound, the ball was dribbled up court, but a quick foul on River Forest will send Garrett Hewlett to the line for a one-and bonus and a chance to tie or retake the lead. Down by a point again, the Ingots have the ball. But a River Forest turnover, and the visitors have a chance to extend their lead and weather this storm. And they did just that when Jacob Clendaniel, who was all alone behind the arch, decided to dribble in and with a higher percentage 15-foot jumper, knocked it down, and the SC fans in attendance breathe a sigh of relief. Then it's like deja vu all over again when the Ingots bring the ball up court. Then another turnover. And finally at the other end, Jacob Clendaniel nonchalantly knocked it down. And the game is starting to get away from the home team. And this time, a Derek Milenkoff timeout. Next, with 5:45 remaining in the contest and trailing by 5, the Ingots have it out from the side. The ball was given to Nick Garcia, who drove through a couple Satellite defenders and threw up a teardrop that was a bit strong. But giving his team another opportunity with the rebound was Grant Coslett, who redirected the ball right to Grant Baker, and he dropped it in. Still leading by a tray, the visitors have the basketball, and receiving the ball in the corner was Jacob Clendaniel, who was fouled, and he'll head to the line for a double bonus. So with 5 minutes left in this one and leading by 5, the Satellites have a chance to give them some breathing room. But once down court, a block shot by Grant Baker that was picked up by Grant Coslett, who then got it to Ryan Slavey leading the way. And the River Forest Ingots just won't go away. On SC's next offensive set, a drive to the basket by Max Clemens, a foul before the shot, and a double bonus coming up. River Forest's next possession, a turnover and another SC opportunity to extend the lead. But the visitors gave it right back, giving the Ingots plenty of opportunities to get back in this one. Then on the biggest shot of the night thus far, when Ryan Slavey locked it on a tray from the corner, and we have a one-possession game again. Trailing by only a pair now, Ryan Slavey out on top, hit Grant Baker with a bounce pass, then a quick spin and a dribble later, and this game is tied. Next for South Central, a drive to the hoop by David Williams and a foul on River Forest Malachi Sela, his fifth. So a big loss for the Ingots, and a chance for Williams to give his team the lead again. Then a drive to the basket by Nick Garcia again, and he was fouled before the shot, so the Ingots will inbound from underneath their own goal. Then it was back to Ryan Slavey, who fired up a tray that was off the mark this time. But again, another offensive rebound. Not one but two, and the basket, and some strong basketball being played in the paint by Grant Baker. With the game tied again, the visitors have possession, and taking the shot was David Williams, a River Forest rebound, and a timeout on the court. Following the timeout, a pass inside to Grant Baker, who missed the lay-in this time. But fighting for the rebound and a foul over the back on the satellites, and with the Ingots in the bonus, Grant Baker will be on the line for some pressure-packed free throws. With the Satellites in a double bonus, SC continues to attack the rim. And this time it was David Williams again drawing the foul, and he'll have a chance to give his team the lead. Then with 32 seconds left, a drive by Nick Garcia drawing 2 defenders. Then a nice bounce pass to Grant Baker, who turned, laid it in, and all of a sudden, the Ingots have the lead. But back the other way, it was David Williams inducing the foul, and he will go back to the stripe trailing by a pair with 17 seconds remaining. Once the Ingots got the ball up court, another River Forest timeout with everything on the line. 12.3 seconds left, and this game is tied at 42. On the inbound, a quick South Central foul that stopped the clock and will force Ingot Nick Garcia to hit a couple clutch free throws. A big win for new head coach Derek Millenkoff and the River Forest Ingots, defeating the up-and-coming South Central Satellites in a well-played, highly contested contest. Next, our post-game show with head coach Derek Millenkoff and player of the game, Grant Baker. For our floor cameraman, Sam Hicks, this is Bob Guerrero.
This the post-game show and is brought to you by J&J's Pizza Shack with its seven different Northwest Indiana locations. I have with me winning coach Derek Millenkoff. Coach, great game today. I think that at the end of the third quarter and start of the fourth quarter got you guys back in the game and really got the intensity really up to get your guys back in it.
Absolutely. You know, I tell the guys that basketball is a game of runs. You know, it's all momentum, and the momentum swung. You know, like you said, at the end of the third quarter, and we came back in the fourth quarter ready to play. So that's all it takes is a couple runs, and you're right back in it.
You had Stella, you're talking about being your leading scorer, relying on him a lot, but how about the play of Grant Baker tonight? What can you say about that?
Oh, Grant Baker's, you know, he's huge. I mean, he's a man among boys to a certain extent. I mean, he plays hard every single time. Effort is there. He has a great work ethic. Came up big tonight. What did he end up finishing up with, you said?
19 points.
19 points, you know, so, I mean, it's pretty, the stat line talks for itself, but he came up big in the end, especially with the free throws.
Well, with Stella falling out also, he picked up the play too.
Absolutely. We actually had Grant Kozlet come in as a sophomore, and it was a huge win for him. And him coming in as a sophomore was big time, and he put some minutes in, some quality minutes for us, so I was really impressed with that. You know, obviously Nick Garcia, I can tell you right now, Nick was 0 for 3 on the free throw line in the first 2 games of the season, and they put him at the line. And he hit the 1-and-1, and then he made the second, so that was huge on Nick Garcia's part. But I mean, give it up to South Central. I mean, those kids play hard. Coach Brands does a fantastic job with those boys, and I can tell you right now, that team is they battle.
Very competitive game. I know your philosophy coming over here after 6 years of Whiting is playing hard, 100% all the way and 110%. And boy, the boys did it tonight.
Absolutely, I appreciate you guys coming out here. You know, you guys did a great job, and hopefully we can see you soon.
And a great crowd tonight too, huh? They were behind you guys all the way.
It was beautiful. You know, it's a home crowd setting. We're getting the fans, you know, to come out and rally for us and support us, and this is a great place to play a game at. You know, I mean, it gets loud in here. You know, I want to thank the fans for their support, and it's only the third game, so we got a lot of games left. So come out and support us.
First home game was a good one. Thanks, Coach. Thanks for having us, and good luck from here on out.
Thank you very much, Frank.
I have the star of the game with me, Grant Baker. Grant, 19 points tonight, most of them in the paint. How did it feel for you with this big crowd behind you and cheering you on?
It was very exciting. Energy was going. No, it was very exciting, yeah.
Talking to Coach, you know, you guys really got back into it at the end of the third quarter, and you really got the crowd in it too when you had that run in start of the fourth quarter. Also, the free throws were a big part down the end, and your team made some big free throws.
Yeah.
You guys work a lot on those?
Yeah, we do about 50 a day, shooting.
You know, you're a big guy, you know, with big arms and big legs. I think you freaked out maybe some of those South Central players because, you know, they didn't have an answer for you in the paint.
Yeah, well, my coach does a good job helping me post up and stuff, do a whole bunch of drills and stuff, so yeah, I give it to him.
You told me you could have had 30 points tonight if you had just made a few of those two-pointers.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that was a great game tonight, a nice game on your part, and a nice win for you guys. Good luck from here on out.